this is the missing link to playing really good golf. And the best golfers in the world tilt the most. If you look at a guy like Arnold Palmer, I mean, check out his side bend, his tilt, and his backswing. He's down to the ground like that. So there's the best players in the world tilt the most. The average player who's the 18, 20 handicap, who's struggling with hitting the ball solid, is tilting the least. So what they do is they're turning their shoulders too level. They're playing golf like it's a baseball, a game of baseball with the ball up here. So when you're tilting, what that does is that helps you when you tilt your shoulders, that helps you strike the ground in front of the ball. Forward, you're hitting ball and turf. So if people want to learn how to strike the ball first, then the ground, you have to learn how to tilt correctly.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this awesome video that you guys are watching, but just wanted to let you know about CogornoGolf.com. Specifically, we're now offering new coaching options with increased swing frequency, meaning you can send me your swing up to once a week, keeping the prices super low, trying to give you guys everything you need to help take your game to the next level. Obviously, as a member, you get access to everything. Even if you're in lockdown this winter, you can't get outside, we could still put a practice plan together for you to swing at home. I would love to work with you. Again, you get access to the practice, the member library, all of the master classes, and that feedback. Would love to see you there. We'll put a link in the description down below to CogornoGolf.com. Love to see you there. Hey guys, Eric here out at the Deer Creek Golf Club in Deerfield Beach, Florida. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what we think might be the missing link to your golf swing. So here to my left, you can see Mr. Jess Frank. Jess, thanks for having us out.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah. So we're going to talk today about really the tilting.
Yes.
Right? What is the tilting?
Yes.
Why do we do it?
Why? Absolutely.
Why is it important? How do I feel it? Right? How do I know I'm doing it correctly? So we're going to dive into that and start with the backswing pieces, and then maybe, like we like to do, maybe a little bonus follow-through piece.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's flip off spots and talk about the tilting.
Fantastic. Well,
so let me throw up some questions to you.
Yep.
So let's start with like what is tilting, and then why do we tilt?
Okay. So tilting basically is that so golf, we're playing golf with the golf ball at our feet. So we're in the beginning, we're inclined to the ground. Okay, so why tilting is important is because the ball's on the ground, and to get to the ground, to get the golf club to the ground, we have to replace our forward bend with side bend. Because when we replace our forward bend with side bend, what happens, or side tilt, as I like to call it, tilt, that makes the club go up. And then as you come back down, as you tilt back down, that brings the club back down.
I'm going to pause you here.
Yep.
So stay right in there, please.
Okay.
So let's take your setup there one more time.
Sure.
So just for clarification purposes, like when you guys watch from down the line here, if I were to draw this, let's say this is like his spine angle, right? For Jess to maintain that spine angle during the backswing, he has the spine angle right now because he's bent over like he said. And then now at the top of the swing, if you go up to the top one more time, Jess, he's able to maintain that spine angle or posture, inclination to the ground through that tilting part, which is what you just said. I just wanted to clarify.
Correct.
That.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that golfers miss. I mean, this is the missing link to playing really good golf. And the best golfers in the world tilt the most. If you look at a guy like Arnold Palmer, I mean, check out his side bend, his tilt, and his backswing. He's down to the ground like that. So there's the best players in the world tilt the most. The average player who's the 18, 20 handicap, who's struggling with hitting the ball solid, is tilting the least. So what they do is they're turning their shoulders too level. They're playing golf like it's a baseball, a game of baseball with the ball up here. So when you're tilting, what that does is that helps you when you tilt your shoulders, that helps you strike the ground in front of the ball. Forward, you're hitting ball and turf. So if people want to learn how to strike the ball first, then the ground, you have to learn how to tilt correctly.
Beautifully said. I think the two key components that we were talking about of like the take home, if you're writing notes here, which no one is, but if you were writing notes, it's like we want to hit the ball solid.
Yes.
To do that, the distance of our body away from the ball,
correct.
Right, let's say a rib cage, whatever,
yep.
We want to maintain as stable as possible.
Yes.
And in order to do that on the way back, you must tilt,
right?
And then we'll talk about the follow-through piece.
Yep.
So the goal of the tilt is to maintain inclination to the ground,
correct,
for solidness and power.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And you said it perfectly there. You talk about keeping a stable inclination to the ground. Most people who don't tilt enough, they move too level with their shoulders. So they move too level with their shoulders, they're not tilting enough, so that moves the low point back in their swing. So what happens is when you tilt, that keeps you centered, that keeps your head centered. That keeps your head in the circle, like we were talking about in the other videos. We keep that head in the circle. How do you keep the head in the circle? It's from tilting your body. So one of the ways I like to show this in exaggeration form is when I put my left hand on my left knee and I just stay right here and I stay tilted over the ball. So that's something that really can give you keeping that head still, and that's, you know, again, that's what the best players do.
Almost even like from here it's set up, it's on your quad.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes down your knee a little?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good one.
I like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
So as a checkpoint, Jess, you take your setup one more time. When you go up to the top, we'll talk about maybe more of the how-to. If you go up to the top one more time, just in pause. I think a decent checkpoint would be getting the shoulders roughly 90 to the back line. So if you're checking yourself here, the shoulder line is about 90, you can relax, is about 90 to the back line as like a, how do I know if I've tilted too much?
Right.
What's not enough? What's too much?
Yeah.
Well, I would say keep your head in the circle.
Yes.
Don't go below the circle.
Correct.
Don't go above the circle.
Yep.
And if you add up roughly a 90, that's a good marker.
That's good, because, you know, I do see there are some people who over exaggerate the tilt and they start to move, they start to tilt and go too far to the forward part. I've seen that before, and so the tilting, again, I like doing this as well, is that I'm basically replacing, I put the club across my shoulders, tilt forward to the ball, and I'm replacing my side bend with side tilt, or my forward bend with side tilt. So the tilting action, the left shoulder under the chin, completes probably more than a 90-degree shoulder turn, and also keeps you very centered, keeps the weight forward. So there's a whole host of good things that you can do with that drill.
And one of the things in here, Jess, and Jess has an awesome YouTube channel. If you guys haven't seen that before, we'll put that in the first link down below. In one of the videos, you were talking about the tilting, that in reality, it's not, and we'll show this, some examples, it's not just the shoulders. The knees are on a slant, the hips are on a slant, and the shoulders are on a slant. So really the lead leg increasing its bend or flex is part of this, right?
Correct, correct. And this is something that I you know, every level golfer, especially beginner golfers, this is something that the changing of the knee flex and the tilting is super important, because that's the thing with beginner golfers. That's what keeps beginners in the game, because when they hit the ball up in the air, they're hooked. But if they keep topping the ball and their ball never gets in the air, then, you know, it's a very difficult game to start with.
do something else.
Exactly. I'm going to go, you know, do something, exactly. I'm going to do something else. So what I like to do is I also do this drill, and I say, okay, let's tilt the left shoulder and left knee to the ground. So left shoulder, left knee to the ground. That gives us a really good inclination, a really good tilt to the ground. What it also does is it straightens my right knee. So you can see that right here. So I'm going to definitely hit the ground. I mean, no matter what. If I'm tilting my left shoulder and left knee to the ground, I'm coming back down and I'm hitting the ground for sure. I mean, even if I'm bending my arms a little bit, I'm hitting the ground, and that's what gets the ball get up in the air.
I love it.
For sure.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Let's flip up. Let's talk about some feels here as we go through.
Absolutely.
So as we're doing the tilt on the way back,
yes.
Again, there's going to be this will be mostly from the down the line angle here. There's going to be a tilt or a slant to everything. So for me, as someone who I would typically not flex my lead leg enough, and my shoulder turn would get too flat. So so my hips are too level. So I don't really have the slant anywhere.
Correct.
Right. So these are feels that I've definitely worked with. I'm definitely feeling, and I like this, where you're like, if I took my setup, Jess, like you said, my hand's on my quad.
Yep.
When I make my backswing, I want my hand, essentially for me, is what I'm feeling, is like it's going to ride down to my kneecap.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I'm feeling there.
That's a great feel.
So as I'm feeling that same thing, my knees working down towards my foot.
Correct.
Right? As my knees working down towards my foot, my right leg straightening, that's slanting my knees, slanting my hip and my shoulders.
Yep.
So as I go back, you know, that might start for you if you're practicing this, left knee and left shoulder down as you work back.
Yes.
It could be as simple as that.
Absolutely.
And now the degree at which you need to feel this is probably equal and opposite of the degree of which you do not do it.
Okay.
Right?
100%.
So if you're someone who goes like this, legs straight, shoulders this way, and that's exaggerated.
Correct.
You're going to require exaggerated movement. So you're going to need to feel probably like your left shoulder and hip go like way just straight down.
Yeah, exaggeration's the key with this because most people don't do it near enough. So
it's gonna feel wild.
Yeah,
wild.
Exactly.
Using video to confirm.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm starting this, Jess. I come in for a lesson. You explain that to me. I get it. I'm gonna start hitting shots, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna just do some little half ones.
Okay.
Left knee, left shoulder down on the way back.
Yep.
And then I want to talk about some extension pieces.
Okay.
So left knee, left shoulder down is the tilting. I'm doing it so I can maintain my inclination to the ground, to hit the ground, hit the ball solid.
Correct.
Okay. Left knee, left shoulder down.
Awesome.
And what I'm looking for if I'm practicing that is, you know, I just really think the head in a circle like fixes 17 things.
It does.
You know,
it does,
like
it does.
draw the circle,
Yeah.
keep your head in it.
Right.
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 So as I'm doing this, and why I bring that up is I would do that.
Right.
I would look at this and I'd say, all right, Jess, how do I know if I did this correctly? I felt like my knee went down. I felt like my shoulder went down, right? I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if I did that.
Correct.
So how I would know would be, I'm answering my question.
Yes.
I put the circle around my head.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm looking for my shoulders to be about 90 to my back line.
Yes.
And I'd like to see everything slanted.
Correct. Correct. That's
Kind of those are checkpoints?
Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting too because when I'm giving golf lessons, you know, until somebody really exaggerates it, their head still moves out of the circle. So you don't. I mean, you don't do it enough. Like you do it really well, but the average golfer does not do it nearly as enough.
So you're like more.
More.
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you have to go, you know, go a mile to get an inch.
So-
type of philosophy.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
And I hate to gloss over because we really could talk every video about it, but
Right.
if someone's watching, again, they pull us up on their phone, they're on the range, assume if you've got the issue of not doing it enough, that you need to do like wildly more than what you're currently feeling.
Yes.
To start.
To even get to where you need to go.
To get started.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like that's not bad, that's normal.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna do one more.
Exactly.
So I'm feeling this.
Yep.
I'm feeling the left shoulder and left knee are working down. Now as I'm doing this, there's also some extension.
Yes. Well, good point. So the tilt gives you extension as well.
Yeah.
So the more you tilt your shoulder,
Yep.
the more extension you will get in your backswing.
So for me to keep my head in the circle,
Correct.
as my shoulder's going down,
Correct.
I'm having a little bit of that like shirt buttons up.
Absolutely.
Piece, okay.
Absolutely. So yeah, left shoulder down, shirt buttons go up. That will keep your weight forward and your head in the circle.
Left shoulder down, shirt buttons up.
Yep. Yeah. And obviously you're an expert player, Eric, but I mean you would be, I mean, well, you know, because you teach golf as well, is that the average player never is compressing or hitting the ball first than the turf.
Right, yeah.
And that's why, you know, the question is, how do I hit it farther? How do I hit it higher? How do I hit it straighter? And this is really it right here. The tilt is it.
So as it's the missing link, as you said.
It's
I like
the
how you
missing
plugged that right in there naturally. So as I'm going left shoulder, left knee down, chest up, again, I'm circling around my head, not going forward of it, but that's probably what I feel.
Yeah.
If you don't do this, like I feel like my head and my upper part of my back are actually working forward towards the target, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Left knee, left shoulder down, shirt buttons up.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice, beautiful. I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Now, that was kind of the point we're going to get across, right?
Correct.
But as we do bonuses here today,
Yes.
the reality is in the downswing and follow through, we essentially just flip that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Right.
And to give you one more bonus, can I switch around?
Bonus it up?
Come on,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
do
let's
one
do
more
it.
bonus
Sure.
for your viewers here, for our
Let's do it.
viewers, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the bonus part that a lot of people miss is the neck tilt. So
Oh.
the neck tilt is something that this is what the greatest players do. So in their backswing, and this is another way, you know, a lot of people who, you know, are doing the extension piece or doing the tilt piece, if they can tilt their neck as well, so you can see my chin is tilted to the right here, that's also going to do. So what happens is you start to move your head, so you start to look at the ball actually out of your left eye, and so that's something that will also help you tilt and extend.
So your eyes are also
Correct,
tilted, right?
correct. You're not only tilting your shoulders, your hips, your knees, okay, but you're also tilting your neck.
Yeah.
And that is a key piece to what a lot of people are missing.
So if I'm glad you said that. One of the things when I worked with Bob Grissett one time, and he was saying left ear to the shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Right during my backswing.
Yeah.
But it's cool. You look down the line and you draw those slants. Like draw the slant from the knees, the hips, the shoulders, and the eyes.
Absolutely.
That was beautiful.
Absolutely.
Now let's say the follow through.
Sure. Okay.
So this is like a 1 minute version of this, right?
Yes.
So basically on the backswing we tilted everything with extension.
Yep.
And then on the follow through, we're just gonna flip that, right?
Yep, we're gonna tilt back the other way.
And then chest up.
Yep, chest
So
up.
if I come in, let me hop in one more time. If we come in and we hit, the like really overly simplified version would be, let me just have you right over here, Jess.
Yep, sorry.
Would be left shoulder down, left knee down, chest up.
Yes.
Tilting. I actually like the ear towards the shoulder.
I like the ear, yeah.
So now as I'm coming through, I'm sort of recentered. As I'm working through now, it's right shoulder down.
Yep.
Shirt buttons up.
Yeah, right ear to the ground.
Right ear to the ground.
Yep.
So left shoulder, left ear, chest up.
Yep.
Right shoulder, right ear, chest up.
Yes.
I also notice, I can feel too that I don't do the neck tilt enough on the follow through for how different that feels.
Oh yeah.
So as I'm like flowing in this after a while, right? After I'm like, because in the beginning, if you need to work on these pieces, you need to work on these pieces, you need to think about them.
Yes.
Thought, conscious thought.
Yes.
But after I'm flowing after a while, I'm confirming these, I might turn it into like left shoulder, chest up, right shoulder, chest up.
Yep.
Left shoulder, chest up, right shoulder, chest, or left shoulder, left ear, right shoulder, right ear.
Yeah, you want to boil it down to one thing, two things at the most, because the golf swing happens so fast that you want to have
seven.
that. Exactly. Yeah, but in the beginning, you're right. You want to take your time. You want to do a lot of slow motion, exaggeration.
Yeah, do it correctly.
Do it correctly. Don't worry about hitting balls.
Do it correctly.
Do the motion. The ball
left
gets in the
shoulder
way.
down, chest up.
Yep.
Right shoulder down, chest up.
Oh, crushed.
I don't know
That's
if you
weird.
could hear that on the camera.
Yes. That's a smoke.
This is one of those like good audio, like you get good audio back here. We were at a range, Jess, John Prince.
Yes.
And it's one of those places that has really good audio.
Yes.
And we hit a couple for Instagram on there, and like, it sounds like the ball like explodes off the face,
I love
So let's do one more.
Okay.
Shoulder down, chest up.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling as I'm doing this, and Steve tells you this all the time.
Yeah.
My shoulder's getting too high without
Correct.
this way.
So right ear to the ground, right shoulder to the ground.
Yeah, I can definitely feel I need more of that on the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. The tilt on both sides is huge.
So shoulder down, chest up, shoulder down, chest up. A little bit of ear action.
I like it.
Jess Frank special.
Oh man, that's crunched.
Yeah, it feels
Great
good.
shot, Eric. Great shot. Yeah, the ears, the tilting of the neck is super important. That tilt right there with the ear down. That's what a lot of people, because you're right, most people give that high right shoulder and
faces open, try and shut the face.
Exactly.
Internal shoulder.
Yeah.
So one of the things I think too, as you watch this, the last point I'll make on this, we said in the backswing, if you were drawing lines, knees, hips, shoulders, eyes are tilted.
Yeah.
This way, left shoulder down. On the way through, hips, knees, hips, shoulders, eyes.
Yeah.
So you just would reverse the tilting.
You would reverse the tilting. And the eyes on the tilt on the way through, super important. I mean, if somebody just got one thing out of this video, if you could tilt your eyes going back through, that will help a lot.
One of the videos we did was kind of going to side bend the way through.
Yeah.
It was like my feel was like my head was on a pillow type of thing.
Yeah,
right? The ear
exactly.
down.
Yeah.
So, all right, maybe that's another video. Jess, thanks, dude. Appreciate
Eric,
it.
awesome. Thanks,
guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked the video, do us a favor, click that like button down below. Leave a comment down below, click subscribe. The more action we have here really helps us out. YouTube sends our video around so we could help more golfers like you. If you liked this video, we're gonna put a YouTube style card on the screen. Go ahead and click that. We'll also put a logo for Cogorno Golf. If you'd like to work with me, I'd love to work with you. You could click that, that'll take you there. Thanks for watching.